Thanks for your interest today in our tutorial video on the 500,000 BTU waste oil boiler with the A-495 Energy Logic burner system, including the steady flow meter pump, the AccuTemp oil heater, and the onboard air compressor, complete burner system. This video will discuss 5 categories. The first being components, the second being sequence of operation, the third being the operational video, the fourth being practical installation guidelines, the fifth being cleaning and periodic maintenance. The first category is components here. We have the low water cutoff with the test button and the manual reset button. And it also has a self-cleaning probe. Goes down the water. This little plastic flag keeps the sensor clean from scale and rust so it can get a good reading in the water. Next we have the overheat cutoff switch. It's a manual reset. If it ever gets overheated more than what the temperature is set at, it pops the button. It will not restart until the problem is corrected and you reset the button. Next it comes to the triple function aquastat, which is a temperature and circulator control with a differential setting. One's the temperature on the burner and one's the circulator, and it also has a differential setting which sets how wide the temperature is between off and on. And then we have the pressure and temperature gauge here. We have the junction box here with a quick disconnect cord and the hour meter, just like this. It's a standard junction box with connections in for the electrical components. You have the 30 psi high pressure relief valve. Be sure you come over to the edge and down to the floor so it does not blow water in dangerous position. Over here you have the AccuTemp oil preheater. Inside of it is an idle circuit, a run circuit which is heavier and heats harder to keep the cold oil coming through the preheater warmed up. It's protected by an overamp fuse here in the burner. Also there's the air compressor here, runs through the nozzle to atomize the fuel. Here's the 10,000 volt transformer. Here's the electrodes. This unit here sets down inside of here. Fuel and air goes through that to atomize it. The electrodes are on top. The nozzle's on the front. The nozzle preheater. There's an oil heater sitting in there to heat up this whole nozzle assembly. This is the retention head here. Makes the flame burn nicely. The burner combustion air blower motor here. You have the flame controller. The electric eye or CAD cell watches the flame all the time, sends ohms back to the yellow wire here to the F&F terminal to keep the button from popping. And then the 10-inch exhaust. On the back of the furnace is where the flue gases go out. The second category is a sequence of operation. 110 volt single phase comes in from your square D circuit breaker panel into the unit. This purple temporary power tail comes to the low water switch. If it's not low in water, then it goes to the over temperature switch. If it's not overheated, then it goes to the triple function aquastat control. From there it goes to the junction box. Warning, there's also a second hot wire which does not go through safety switches, and it's also always on all the time. This only runs the oil preheaters in the AccuTemp heater and inside the burner. It's all this hot wire runs. These wire colors come down to this plug. They may change colors in this plug. Be sure to see your wiring diagram in your book do not cross or jumper these wires together. The first wire that comes down here, the protected or the switched wire, is hot when all the switches are satisfied. This is the one that feeds the flame controller, which turns the flame on by starting the oil pump, energizing both oil solenoids, the combustion air blower motor, which starts the compressor. It energizes the igniter transformer. It also energizes the big run circuits, the heater circuits in the AccuTemp heater. Next, the flame lights, giving light to the CAD cell. When light comes back through here from the flame, it brings light back to the CAD cell and keeps the ohms coming over here to the F&F terminal, which keeps the button from popping from a no flame condition, and that keeps the thing running all day long, or until the water is warmed up, and then the unit will shut off till the water is cooled down again. Then the cycle repeats. The third category is the operational video. Here, we're going to turn it on. If the thing is properly adjusted, you should see no smoke coming out the stack. It should burn white to tan ash in the chamber. There's only one adjustment on the burner, and that's on the combustion air band. There's numbers on that. It shows you in the book where to adjust that, which number to put it at. You want to see a bright white yellow flame, no black smoke. Bright white yellow at the tail end of the flame, just a soft, gentle rolling flame. Refer to our 8-page technical help on our website for tech help and to fine and tune the flame adjustments. And be sure to read the operator's manual. Check the flame appearance once a week. Practical installation guidelines. First of all, we want to see 3 foot in all directions, above, beside, in front, and back. Or do whatever the operator's manual calls for. Also, be sure all installations are done in accordance to all local, national, fire and electrical codes and UL listings, which may differ from this video. Also, Central Ohio Heaters recommends that you get this installed by a licensed professional or get it inspected by a licensed professional when you're done. Normally use single wall 10-inch inside the building and include a barometric damper about 3 foot above the unit. Then continue on up with single wall up to the ceiling. Then use triple wall through the ceiling and outside up to the rain cap. Be sure to cut your insulation back and use an insulation protector in the attic. You may also go out the side wall, which is done very similar. The 5th category is cleaning and periodic maintenance. Inspect the flame appearance weekly in here. Make sure everything looks good. Also check the pressure and vacuum gauges here on the meter pump. Make sure everything's running properly. Clean the tubes and the chamber every 250 hours by opening the burner mount door. And at the end of the season, be sure to clean out the rear access panel in the back of the boiler. There's 2 bolts here to open the door, and you will also have to disconnect the oil line. When you disconnect the oil line, be sure that you disconnect the electric line to the AccuTemp heater also. You'll have to turn that valve off. Be sure you disconnect this line right here so that the oil heater does not heat the cold oil and expand inside the sealed AccuTemp heater. To clean the tubes, we have a clean out tool. It goes in the tubes here. You can clean all the tubes. Push the ash clear to the back, it'll fall down the back of the boiler. You can clean it out at the end of the season, or maybe more if it's run a lot. You might have to do it periodically. This is a rounded hoe that fits the edge of the rounded chamber there. Remember, easy to clean. It's very easy to clean and service that. 2 bolts on a hinged door. Put these bolts back on. Tighten them back up. Put your line back on. And be sure to open the valve before you turn the power back on to this here. Also, drain the water out of your oil tank at the beginning of the fall and possibly every month. Clean the preheater over here, the AccuTemp preheater. Clean this out once a year. Take this apart, clean this preheater with a wire brush, etc. Do not dip the entire thing in parts washer solvent. You get the parts washer solvent down the electrical parts, and that doesn't work. You may can pressure wash it, but just keep your pressure washer water out of there. A hot steam cleaner works fine too, if you keep the tail dry. Check the vanes in the compressor for wear. Take the lid off of the end of the compressor. Check the vanes in here for wear. There's a kit available to rebuild the compressor. And little carbon vanes are available. And the end plate. Check the nozzle. Check the electrodes. Check the retention head to make sure it's not gunked up with garbage. There's cleaning instructions on our website. Check to make sure everything's good shape. This is in the front of the burner here. This is what the nozzle and electrode should look like when it's installed. Just check for wear and damage. Change the oil filter yearly, or if it pulls 10 or 15 inches of vacuum. Also, blow the housing out inside of the burner. Take compressed air, spin the blower wheel here, blow this housing out, blow all the dirt out of there, the dust, blow it out in here, blow it out in the end where air comes in the burner, blow the electrodes, the power lugs off here, gently blow the eye out, get the thing clean so the eye stays clean. This is available as a wall mount pump where it can bolt in the wall, or it can also go on top of your tank, screws in the 2-inch bunghole. We can get it either way you like it. Just let us know. If you need lots of hot water, this waste oil boiler will keep you warm all winter by burning your free waste oil. These boilers are very simple and work very well. If this looks like it would work for you, call us at 330-674-0142 or visit our website, centralohioheaters.com. Thanks for your interest today in our waste oil boiler, and thanks for watching.